use lots and lots of faith and ensure that you pray. Come, he's a church girl, so I know Benjamin is a church person too. So you pray on it and ensure that you position yourself, as Everton said, to get them and maximize on those opportunities. So that would be my few cents on the strategies of, how to position yourself to get opportunities, career and scholarship wise.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Benjamin, let me ask you, on a scale from 1 to 10, how difficult would you say is it to get through to a scholarship? And where can we go to find these scholarships?
Oh, well, I don't know. I don't know if I can give anything on that scale, but I just answer the question freely. I'll give you a funny story in answering the question too. So I live at a particular address. I don't think I want to say my address on this platform, but that address is considered a bougie community. But I know what my means are. I know what my family has. We are far from that. Far from that. It's one of those places where you have the rich side and then the poor people, but generally, people don't know that there is that. So anyways, I say that to say, I realized that in applying for scholarships, the interviewers asked me certain questions about my address. You know what I did? I removed my address from my scholarship applications and put my church's address, which is Grand Spen. It wasn't a lie, as I do consider my church my second home. But I realized that the plot twist was that I had the wrong address. And these are just the kinks about the process that you have to be aware. You see, when I changed the address, I saw the difference in the treatment because I applied for several scholarships that are available on the Youth Jamaica website. They post them from time to time. Simple Google, Flour Mills, all of them, they post. You can check JTEC, the Jamaica Tertiary Education Commission's website. They have a whole resource to assist students in planning for university. I strongly encourage you. Scholarship Jamaica. If you're going to UWI, walk over to the student financing building and talk to them. They facilitate those discussions. But I would strongly advise you that this is just the truth about let me get the street talk now. The inside scoop on scholarship. The funders and donors, they do it not just because they want to give, but because they have a corporate social responsibility and they want it to be seen by the public that they're helping those who are in need. If you do not appear to be in need, if the information in your application make you look rich, your scholarship application is not the place to floss and tell them about all that you have. You don't want to make yourself sound desperate. You don't want to bring yourself to a place of indignity, but you need to craft those documents in such a way that they understand that you are a person who is in need and that you would be a grateful beneficiary. And in my case, I had to change my address.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you, Benjamin. Everton, let me ask you now the question. On a scale from 1 to 10.
Yeah, on a scale of 1 to 10, I would say 1 being least difficult, correct? And 10 being the most difficult. Okay, I would say, all right. Some schools have scholarship that helps students directly. Then there are schools that might not have many scholarships. For example, Kingston College have a lot of scholarships that are particularly given through our Old Boys Association. And a lot of schools might not be the same. I would just suggest to you, go online on Google, type in scholarships in Jamaica. When you type in scholarships in Jamaica, you're going to see so many different scholarship opportunities that exist within the Jamaican context. Next thing you might need to do is start to screen which scholarships particularly you might want to apply for. No, the difficulty level you asked me, I would say 10, because you see, one of the things that I think primarily as young people would tend to do is we just want to apply for 1 or 2 scholarships and that's it. If you really want to shoot a shot, you might have to apply for about 10 or 15, and you might get through with 1 or 2. That's just the reality, right? And then again, as I say, it's on a level of 10, because you're going for sometimes a scholarship that they might be giving two persons, and you're only one of 200 applicants in that process. So the reality is, as Benjamin mentioned, you might have to craft your application in such a way that you don't oversell yourself in a way like, oh, this person might not be the best person for it because they might be more, financially well off, or whatever might be the case. You want to craft yourself in a way that you show them that you have a hunger for an opportunity to pursue whatever field you want to go into. You want to position yourself. And I would say to you, there are a lot of persons who also help you to draft your application for scholarships. If it's a case where you're not the strongest in drafting the application, reach out to somebody who might be able to help you with that. That's a suggestion I'd make to you, if you find it difficult. And I would say to you, the most difficult part is just, and it's not so difficult. The most difficult part I find is to complete the application process in terms of filling out documents and all of that. But I'm telling you, if you go through that process and make all the different applications, and you also try to be creative, sometimes, you might know somebody who might be able to help you to get a scholarship. And I say this because it is the reality, right? And if you can also ask somebody to put in a word for you in getting an opportunity or a scholarship, let them know your circumstances, do so, right? It's no harm. It's just the reality that you want opportunity, and it also reflects how hungry are you for the opportunity, right? So I would just say to you, you're not doing anything illegal. Let's make it very clear. But I'm saying to you, if you can utilize your influence and your connections to help you to get an opportunity, please do so, because it's to help you at the end of the day so that you can also better contribute to your society, right? So I just want to say to you, those are some suggestions. Just go online, type in scholarships in Jamaica. There are so many opportunities that are going to come up. Scholarships Jamaica are going to come up, which is a platform which a bunch of scholarships exist there. There are a lot of other international agencies that might be offering scholarships to Jamaicans that might exist there overseas. Like, so many things will come up. And I just say to you, go through, take your time, look at the scholarships. What are the criteria that you need in order to apply for the scholarship? And it was mentioned, you might not necessarily meet the exact criteria, but you might be able to get the scholarship skill because you have involvement. You have been in so many clubs. You have made so many contributions in different ways at the secondary level. And those are things that you need to take advantage of, as Tamoy would have mentioned. Take advantage of some of those opportunities where you have done so many things, leverage it, use it to your advantage. So I'd say to you, go through, look at the criteria, look at which one you want to particularly apply for. And then at the end of the screen, you should be applying for about 10 to 15, and that might be a better chance of you getting scholarships. So yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Tamoy, I'm just going to direct the question to you now, just to hear your perspective.
Thanks so much, Dejanae. On a scale of 1 to 10, we're at a 50 at how difficult I believe it is for applying for scholarships. And then there's applying for scholarship, and then there's applying for scholarships for the courses or the degrees like the law, the med, and the engineering, which honestly, that pains my heart because that has been my entire reality. So resources and places that I use, I'm one of those persons who type in scholarships in Jamaica. I type in all about scholarships. I use Scholarship Jamaica. I go on LinkedIn and I use hashtag scholarships. Chelsea K. Wright, she used to, and Shante Shan, who's also a past NSSC executive. They do a lot of resources and share information about that. So I live on their IG and I follow them on social media. So resources wise, in addition to that, guys, I do just about anything I can to pay my school fee and help with anything. And that means I'm a good writer. I enter every essay competition. I enter a jingle. I don't do posters because I'm not artistic like that, and I'll stay in my lane. But there's public speaking competition, and trust me, those are $20,000, $10,000 that pay a miscellaneous fee that add up and pay a little something. And I say, because it's something I do so much. My mother calls me a hustler because I ensure that I pay for my school fee like that. So in addition to applying for the One Holy Path scholarships, I'd also say find little opportunities into competitions. They're all over the place, and literally one cocoa full basket. That is my tactic. Live on Ministry of Education. There's JAMFAT. There's a database. You can definitely use those. I've also benefited from that. $350K off my school fee. That's really, really nice. My mother works in public sector, so if you have a mother, auntie that works in public sector, Ministry of Finance grants. I'm giving you away some of my tidbits. No, honestly, Dijane, it's really difficult because I study law, and there are times when you go on a website not applicable to law, engineering, and medicine. And I feel like it's a badge of dishonor that I've gone over to this faculty because nobody wants to give me money. And I can understand, fine, you have your reasons, but I don't let that deter me. So I do a lot of the activities that I do know to help give me more leverage to sort of say, yes, this is why I'm deserving. Another thing, there are some really nice law firms out there, and I have to big up Marius Fletcher and Gordon because for my 2 years at faculty, I've been a recipient of their scholarship, and I feel very nice. I feel very nice about that. So let's say you want to pursue law. There are lots of law firms who give scholarship. And if law, that's not your path, that's okay. Me and Benjamin will handle that, and you can pursue your other direction. You can live at the office of OSF, that's for UE, and I know that UTech has their academic service unit that you can definitely reach out to, and you will be able to be flourished with a lot of information. But honestly, guys, I would just say, shoot your shot all the time. And do not limit yourself. Apply to as many as there are, and apply to different little competitions because that money does add up. Be the professional beggar. A lot of times you can write a nice little letter and it works for you. And as Everton had mentioned, tell people about your story. In paying my balance for last year, I literally shared my experience with the organizers of the place I really host events for. And she groups it up, and 2 tours, I got the money to clear up everything from last semester. And so that's really great because I shared my story. So share, you're in a space like NSSE. Have you ever asked Miss Lawrence or talked to somebody or just ask your friend? Some of you guys, your own friends and colleagues, and have information to help you. And so I think if you use all of that Benjamin, Everton, and myself had just said, and a lot of faith, you'll be okay, even though it can be very difficult. So those are my couple cents.
Okay, guys, thank you so much. Let me just take this opportunity to thank each and every one of you for taking the time out to be with me this afternoon. We really do appreciate it. This was definitely a fruitful discussion, and I can guarantee that anybody that view this session, they will definitely get, a full amount of information going on to their next step. Any final words from any of our guests?
Oh,
okay, come on.
Okay, sure. I just want to say thank you, and thank NSSC for the opportunity. Big up to Everton and Benjamin. I must say, I felt a little special, on this platform with these giants, because, like, they're there. And I'm just like, I'm climbing up. So it felt really great, very humbly. Yes, Benjamin.
No bother with that. No bother with that.
But apart from all of that, I just want to say, guys, bloom wildly and just live unapologetically, and always add your razzle-dazzle. I like to say that a lot because I think you're in a really good space and you are gifted with privileged opportunities. Make the most of them. Have faith. Do your absolute best. Be a good person. Nobody step on nobody to ensure that you make it to the top, and ensure that in everything that you do, there's integrity. You're sound in your words and what you're about, and ensure that at the end of the day, you just mash up the place and dream big. And I wish you all the very best in your academic pursuits and everything kind of pursuits, because I'm not awesome and I'm a bit like that. And I can't wait to see you guys taking over the place. So those will be my couple things.
I mean, I would just say, just believe in yourself. It's something that we don't oftentimes hear. Sometimes, the persons around us don't necessarily give you the faith to believe in yourself, but I'm telling you, you have the potential to move mountains. And you might not see the right now, but just take one step at a time. Just put one foot in front of the next one. Every day you wake up, go after what you want. And I just say to you, you're at the secondary level, sometimes you might not see your entire future. But I just say to you, believe in yourself, and trust me, you will see how many doors will open for you, so many opportunities will present themselves to you. That's all I just want to remind you today, just to believe in yourself as you go forward and be awesome.
Yes, and I would like to leave all the student leaders with a little scripture from Ecclesiastes. It says, whatever your hands find to do it with your might. And by virtue of an appointment, whether locally, regionally, or nationally, you are in a position of leadership. And I would strongly advise you to unleash your potential in that role. You don't know where it could take you. You never know who is watching. You never know what 5 years down the line your performance today might do for the future. Give it your best. You may have lost the election, and so you're not the president, or you're not the vice president, or you're not the secretary PRO that you wanted to be, but you have a role. You're still a part of a unit. Do your best. That's what I'd like to leave with.
Thank you guys so much. Virtual clappies. Okay, guys, just remember, through the dirt we rise. That's our theme for Students' Council Week 2022. And it means driving innovation through resilience and transformation. So once again, thanks for everyone that joined. And thanks again, a special thanks to our guests. I hope everyone have a wonderful rest of the day. And see you guys at our next activity. Remember to join